Before I get into the Bayern versus Arsenal game tomorrow at Allianz Arena, I have a question for you guys. Let me know in the comments. How much does history play a part in what you feel like is going to happen tomorrow? You know the most famous saying by the legend Chiellini when he said, it's the history of the Tottenham.
It's the history of the Tottenham.
That's probably the most famous saying, at least to us Arsenal fans, when it comes to history and football and what you expect to happen. How much? Let me know in the comments. How much do you think it plays a part in what's going to happen tomorrow? And with that being said, we don't necessarily, as Arsenal, we don't have a terrible result at the Allianz. We've played there 3 times, at least in recent history. We've played there 3 times. I remember the first one that I remember is the one where we won 2-0, but we ended up going out on away goals because they had beaten us at home. Beat us 3-1 at home, and then went to the Allianz, and we actually won 2-0. A very early goal from Giroud. I had to refresh my memory with this. And a very late header, I think, from Koscielny, if I remember correctly, in the very late in the second half, but it wasn't enough to send us through. And even if I remember again, I remember Arteta. There was like 2 minutes left, and he kept making foul after foul and not letting us have an opportunity to even make an attack. I remember being so upset. I'm like, Arteta, why did you keep making fouls? The pain. Yes, we haven't progressed at the Allianz, but it doesn't, it's not like it's a negative thing. We don't have a terrible record at the Allianz. We don't. So there's a reason. If people are talking about, the last game we definitely got destroyed 5-1 at the Allianz last time we went there. Oh gosh, but that's a different Arsenal. It's different. I'm only saying this to say that these players should not be intimidated by the Allianz Arena. Yes, it's a stadium that has seen so much European success at the biggest stage. There's so much history in that stadium. I understand, and sadly, a lot of our players haven't been there. But do I think we would lose tomorrow? I don't think so. I was reminded today from someone on TikTok. He said that I'm being a little bit, he didn't say it, I'm paraphrasing here. He said, it's just one loss in 2024. That these boys just need our support. In my last video, I'm not going to lie, I was distraught. I could not believe the Arsenal I saw in the second half. I've never seen us get battered like that. And I think I was justified. My emotions are definitely justified. Because it's okay to lose a game. But it's like we just went out without a fight. And I've never seen that before from my Gunners. At least not this year. I've been spoiled a little bit, I understand. But these things do happen. Maybe they had their sights on Bayern already. And they forgot that we have to deal with the here and now. And I hope that has been corrected. Listening to Arteta's press conference, he feels very confident. And who am I not to be? He sees these boys. Yes, he said Odegaard couldn't continue in the last game, and he still needs to see because they barely had 48 hours of rest, and they still need to train to see if Odegaard makes it. But hopefully, please, he makes it. Now, how would Arsenal beat Bayern Munich? Firstly, we have to get the starting lineup right. And Arteta, this is where you come in because I don't have a say. The fans don't have a say. You're the man at the helm. You're in charge of putting out the lineup and you have to get it right. Starting from the back, I think you have to start with definitely Ben White on the right, even though he had a poor game. I think his poorest game all season. You have to start with Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and a left back. And I think this is the only place that people will contend with. We have to go with Tomiyasu. We absolutely have to start with the man that everybody has said is the best one-on-one defender because we saw what Leroy Sané did to Kiwior and we know Zinchenko's history. We have to start with our strongest defensive side. Forget all that inverted thing because Tomiyasu can also do it. Even if you want to do the inverted thing, Tomiyasu is decent at it. But the only problem is that he's not as good as Zinchenko when he's inverting, but he's better than Zinchenko when it comes to defending. So we have to focus on defense. Because the last thing we want is to go behind early. Then we have a mountain to climb. Well, not really, because the goal is still to score. We still have to win anyways. It doesn't change much, but it makes it a lot harder for us. So that's how I think we'll win, first of all, with the starting lineup. And Tomiyasu, in my opinion, and I hope Arteta is listening, Tomiyasu has to start. He has to start. I know it's different from what we've seen. I don't think we've seen that this quadruple starting in defense in such a long time, but I think it's necessary if we are going to win. And now coming into the midfield, this is another change that I will make. I think we have to go Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard. We have to. We need more still. Not saying that Jorginho hasn't done everything that he needs to do for us when it comes to this season. At least this 2024, he's been immense. In mostly our top games, he's been absolutely incredible. And he's done the job. But I will start with Thomas Partey just because he's more mobile. And we have to start with Thomas Partey and Declan Rice and give that Declan Rice the license to go forward. And at least we trust that Partey, even if he gets done, can. Even though in recent times he's been a little off the pace. But he has more chance of catching up to anybody else. Sorry, excuse me. He has more chance of catching up to all Musiala and the likes of them more than Jorginho does. So I would go in the midfield. I would definitely start with Partey, Rice, and Odegaard in front of them. And the right wing, obviously, Bukayo Saka. And on the left, I will start with Martinelli. Yes, he didn't do very well the last game. Yes, he didn't start and didn't put Lam under pressure. Almost said Lam. Damn, I went back in time. He did put Kimmich under a lot of pressure. But I think it to be different. I think that Bayern will come and force the issue more than they did at the Emirates. And I think that Martinelli will be more isolated against Kimmich. And I think he can use his space and capitalize. Hopefully, Kimmich is a brilliant, brilliant defender. World-class, genius football player. That's why he can play in multiple positions. But I think we need to go with Martinelli, utilize that pace, and let Trossard come on and do his thing, just like he did the last time. You know, and I hope that Martinelli has learned from the last time. I'm sure he has watched videos and he has corrected. Hopefully, he can correct his errors when we face. But this is my lineup, at least on the left. Martinelli over Trossard. Trossard will come in the second half. Now, another crazy one for me is up top, number 9, Havertz or Jesus. I mean, Nketiah obviously is not in contention for me. I will go with Jesus. Just because his trickery can do something for us. Yes, he will be out-jumped, out-muscled definitely by the whoever defensive pairing that Tuchel decides to pair. He will be out-muscled, but I think his genius and his skill will get us through. We saw it work against Bayern Munich in the first leg. We saw him come on and assist Trossard after that brilliant play. He's almost skillful, and I don't think you can battle those strong men with strength. Havertz is stronger than Jesus. He has more aerial prowess than Jesus does, but he doesn't have that trickery. And I absolutely think that trickery will be important in breaking this Bayern Munich team down. So, hence why I will start with Jesus, because he's the only trickery forward that we have, not Nketiah, not Havertz. They can come on in the second half. Havertz works hard. I will take Jesus off in the second half if we're in the lead. Maybe if we have a 2-goal lead, gosh, I'm dreaming, I know, but it is possible. Then you bring Havertz on. And on the right side, Saka. If there's any problem that I have with this team, is the fact that we do not have any direct replacement, any effective replacement for Saka. Unfortunately, Reece Nelson barely gets opportunities. Maybe he could have been, but Saka plays too many games and is put under too much pressure to carry this team. That I wish we were like a team like Man City, who have Doku and Grealish fighting for one spot, but they can share it. Saka just seems to have zero replacement. And I think we see it when he struggles to perform. We don't have anybody to at least, lighten the load off of him. We just don't have that option. And I hope we can sort that out in the summer window. But that's by the way. Saka has to perform today, to come tomorrow. He has to. He has to stand up and be counted because he's our star boy and he's our most effective player when it comes to goals and assists. Saka will be very crucial for us. He was very crucial for us to get the opening goal, and we thought we were going to cruise, but Bayern Munich, man, they're a solid team. I think this is the way that we push. If we start with this lineup that I have just given out, White right back, Saliba and Gabriel center backs, left back, Tomiyasu, obviously Raya in goal. In the middle, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard. On the right wing, Bukayo Saka. On the left wing, Martinelli. And up top, Jesus. I think this team will give us victory at the Allianz come tomorrow and send us through to the semi-final of the Champions League, where we haven't been in so many years. I think about 14 years we haven't tasted the semi-final. Even more, probably. I think this is how we get it done. Mikel Arteta, I trust you. I back you. Whatever team you put out, I will definitely support and encourage. But I think you should listen to me. I think you should. And I think this team is strong enough to get it done. I back my Gunners fully, and I know we can do this. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comment. Tell me what your lineup will be. Let me know if it differs from mine. Yeah, continue to subscribe if you're new here. It truly, truly helps the channel out. Take care, and God bless.